introduce Worship Brother Bob Starowski, who is going to introduce our presenter for the day.
Thank you, Jim. And I'd like to introduce a couple other people, too. We have online my daughter, Aria Freiwaldt, and her husband, Jay. She is the past mother advisor, just recently past mother advisor of Kent Assembly, and our new worthy advisor that was just installed, what, a week or so ago? Maliya Williams. So she's online with us, too. And my granddaughter, Aria Freiwaldt, is past the advisor of Kent Assembly, and also a grand officer, and this year she's the grand worthy associate advisor of Washington, Idaho Rainbow. And so take it away, Aria.
All right, well, hello everyone, and thank you, Jim Mendoza, for inviting me to speak today. It's really an honor. And so let me just screen share my presentation really quick. All right. All right, so leading in a pandemic, Rainbow Girls. Oh, my name is Aria Freiwaldt, and a little bit about me is I am 19 years old. I was elected Grand Worthy Associate Advisor in July of 2019, and I was initiated at Grand Assembly when I was 11, and I'm actually a third-generation Rainbow Girl, and I am thrilled to be giving a presentation about Rainbow to you Masons and friends. Today, I will be covering the topics of the founding of Rainbow, what my job is as our Grand Worthy Associate Advisor, and why, comparing DeMolay hierarchy to Rainbow's, who Rainbow's real heroes are, and what they are doing in this pandemic, and Washington, Idaho Rainbow webinars, a little bit about Kent Assembly and what we've been doing in this pandemic, and what the Grand Executive Committee is. So a little bit about our start. The International Order of the Rainbow for Girls was founded in 1922 by Reverend William Mark Sexton, not Sexton, although many people think that's how you pronounce it. It started in McAlester, Oklahoma, but we have grown to have jurisdictions in most of the 50 states and several countries, including Germany, Australia, Aruba, Brazil, lots of places. Oh, and a ritual fun fact, did you know that the Rainbow Ritual, written by Reverend W. Mark Sexton, was written in one day? Crazy, right? So a little bit about this presentation. Okay, so when Jim Mendoza reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to participate in giving a presentation about leading in a pandemic from a youth perspective, I thought really hard and came up shorthanded. Because while maybe for the other youth groups, the vice president would be the person to ask about leadership right now. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Jim, but right now, quite honestly, I do very little other than setting an example for our girls and being there to support our Grand Worthy Advisor and being on the Grand Executive Committee. But more on that later. Our real heroes in this pandemic are the social media team and our worthy advisors. Allow me to elaborate on that more. So, did that answer shock you? Because it shocked me. That's probably not the answer you were expecting, but here's why. One of the biggest reasons why I have such a strong love of Rainbow is because in our jurisdiction, we give 30 girls per year a chance to lead, known as grand officers on the state level. A chance to plan, believe in, and give something their all. They get to have something that is their own. And in my eyes, we give girls a leadership experience like no other. And here's some graphics to help you understand the differences between DeMolay and Rainbow. So DeMolay's hierarchy works like, so the State Master Counselor has 3 supporters known as the State Corps. And each of those supporters are in charge of one person, and together they make a committee. And a couple of the committees are like the Leadership Committee and the Membership Committee. And so that's how their hierarchy works. And something I've noticed, especially with DMLA, is that a lot of the event planning and responsibilities lay on the corps officers. And while there's nothing wrong with that, I've noticed that that's a little different from how Washington, Idaho Rainbow functions. You see, every year we have about 30 grant officers. And one thing that I've realized is that the responsibilities that lay on top of those 4 people in DMLA, that the same responsibilities lay on those, same kind of responsibilities rest upon all of our grant officers. I'm gonna just drink some water real quick. All right.
Your gargling is so like it's losing connection.
Oh, okay. So the hierarchy of Rainbow. For example, we have grant officers that aren't jeweled offices with a ritual part, but they are what's called a courtesy office or working office. They are called working because they do a lot of work. I was appointed to an office called Grand Membership in 2018. And I got to pick a theme along with many other things, but I chose up, like the Disney movie. My motto being, membership is going up. Cute, right? Last year at our Grand Assembly, I got to host a membership luncheon with every girl that had been initiated within the past year and their sponsors. I got to help decide on the decorations and goodie bags and food that was served there. I also gave a speech about how nobody is too old to bring in new members because I had brought in a new member from my school and it was my senior year, so I was an oldie moldy. The next day, I gave a memorized speech to the entire Grand Assembly that was a couple minutes long, reviewing the progress that we had made that entire grand year in regards to membership. I revealed that we had gained exactly 100 new members and announced the winners of the challenge that I had created earlier in the year. All in all, this office prepared me for so much in the future. I was also part of the Grand Executive Committee. Of course, I got to choose some fun stuff like what theme I would go with the rest of the year, and if I would use a prop or a visual during my responses at events. I had to think of ways to inspire membership growth throughout the jurisdiction. Think of what incentives I could give members getting in. I got to help in the carrying out of our very first ever membership camp for 11 to 13-year-olds to bond. And that's just one office. We have another office similar called Grand Leadership. As you may know, we have several leadership camps that happen in the springtime. The Grand Leadership creates and makes plans for what she will teach the girls that are 14 years old and up at these leadership camps that happen jurisdiction-wide. From Eastern Washington to Western Washington to Idaho and so on. The plans can consist of virtually anything. The leadership camps that I have attended, we learned how to deal with many things, but one of those things, a few of those things, being how to deal with stress, how to deal with difficult situations, self-care, and of course, bonding activities. Other offices that play pivotal, more on leadership and membership. Because of COVID-19 this year, we couldn't host them in person, so instead, we're coming up, actually, we're having a very open to everyone. Anyone can come. That's a Rainbow Girl. Can come to a combined membership and leadership camp. And so that's going to be super fun. And then some other offices that play pivotal roles in our jurisdiction are our Grand Editor, who collects, communicates, and creates our monthly Confidential Observer, which is like a newsletter that gives updates on what each district is doing and any announcements from the jurisdiction. We also have a Grand Musician and Choir Director, who hand in hand have meetings with the girls from across the jurisdiction that sign up to be in the Grand Choir or Grand Band for Grand Assembly, and work with them to write lyrics and even compose songs for them. We have a Grand Co-Chair of Grand Assembly. They are the representative of the girls' voice when the adults are deciding on things for Grand Assembly. We have 3 girls who are grand representatives to 3 states. They're our West Coast buddies, and they consist of Oregon, Nevada, and California. They plan an entire trip to visit that jurisdiction's Grand Assembly and bring other people along with them. And they choose a side trip to go along with it. They also guide the JREPs, as you can see, coming off of this team of 6, the second team of 6. That team of 6 hosts the JREPs, and they tell them, they make correspondence goals, and they do other things with them, and it's really fun. So we also even have a grand sports who puts on sports activities at various points in the year. They're a new addition, so they're still kind of settling into that office and what the normalcies of that office really are. We have one girl also to choose the theme and massive amounts of activities to do at our yearly event in the summer that you are probably familiar with, called Dream Camp. This is where the very first official visit of the newly elected Grant-worthy advisor is held. This is also where she reveals her theme, drink, food, service project, and what the year shirt will look like. The rest of the symbols and colors throughout the year are revealed with every other official visit, which is hosted in every district across the jurisdiction. Also, the pages, the thing that's coming off of that first team of 6, as Grand membership, I would be in charge of the pages and guide them on hosting membership events in each of their districts. So that's what the pages are in charge of. And actually, ever since that has been a thing, our membership is going up. So that's great. Also, the Grand Cross team, that third stringing off of the Team 6, we have a Grand office called the Dean of the Grand Cross of Color. And they are the one who gathers all of the girls that are part of the Grand Cross team, who are usually majority members, like recently majority members. And they are the ones that give the Grand Cross of Color ceremony at Grand Assembly. And so we have, as you can see, we have a lot of girls that do a lot of different jobs instead of in DMLA with the whole 4 officers with the little committee leads. That's how Rainbow works, in our jurisdiction at least. All right, now moving on to our jurisdiction-wide heroes, which is our social media team. You can find their hard work on Facebook, Instagram, and our newly added TikTok channel or account. This is a relatively new addition to Washington, Idaho's collection of teams and project committees. 2019 Grand Assembly was the first time that we appointed official Grand Officers, girls, to our social media team. And boy, are we glad we did that, because they are truly coming in handy in this age of Zoom. The social media team consists of 6 Grand Officers and 2 adult advisors. They have been the main driving powerhouse for bringing a sense of connectivity to our jurisdiction by hosting social media challenges on Instagram and hosting webinars. If you are saying to yourself, what were the social media posting challenges and webinars like? Well, you're in luck, because I have all the details to cover what they were like. So the social media team is on a roll. Heck yeah, let the good times roll. The social media team put on first interactive webinars bi-weekly starting on March 27th and ending on July 3rd. They asked 7 Grand Officer groups to host 7 different webinars. The first group to host was the Grand Line, which includes me. And some of the other groups that would host was the music team, which is the Grand Choir Director and Grand Musician, the Observers, and the Shipmates, known as Grand Membership and Grand Leadership. Isn't that fun? Shipmates. Okay. And of course, the Grand Bow would host one, and so on. They had a variety of activities to do at these events, like making beverages, making microwave treats, like cake in a mug or cookies in a mug or brownies in a mug, yum, and paper origami flowers or cubes or anything, or planes, cooking actual food like beef stroganoff, taking personality quizzes, playing Pictionary, and of course the fan favorite. Oh, also just look at that picture. It's it's lemon juice, and that's how and vitamin water. That's how I made it. It's the coolest. Okay, so moving on to our fan favorite, Kahoot. So if you have not heard yet about what Kahoot is, well, it is revolutionary. It is a website that is typically used as an online classroom review game where participants join using smartphones or laptops to answer questions. Kahoot uses a point system that rewards correct answer to questions. Correct responses and response speed. It's really fun. All right, moving on to our leaders that are assembly-wide. What is the Worthy Advisors role in this pandemic? So the Worthy Advisors, these girls inspire leadership and attendance, and they have to get creative with how to encourage girls of the assembly to do anything. These are the girls that are setting aside their own personal fantasy of having a beautiful installation, being crowned Worthy Advisor, receiving gifts, hugs, and a massive amount of compliments on their special day. Instead, they're changing their mindset to address the reality of getting to lead from home on a couch and through a screen, not a podium. So some examples of, I know that's a lot of text, bear with me, okay? So examples for what assemblies may have done that Kent Assembly did are weekday scavenger hunt for a month. That picture is the day that we needed to do something that represents red, because red is the first color in the rainbow. And then we did a talent show, and that was really funny. They were mostly videos, and so I can't put a video in here, so just imagine something really funny. Okay, and then video challenges, like telling a joke, showing a talent, lip sync, family involvement, and bingo, and connections, sunshine, rain, yoga, like the one that we just saw. That's our Worthy Advisor doing yoga with the green arrow. She's funny. Okay, and then we did membership event still happened. We played something called Roblox with a girl hosting it, and we actually talked to a new prospective member for about an hour. It was great. And then we did a step challenge, and it's for a whole month. We walked and we logged our steps and made the best team win. And I don't remember which team won, but I don't think it was me. So and then lastly, but not leastly, is service still continued. We had people donate toiletries with our past Worthy Advisor, Emily. And now we're donating diverse books with Maliya. Okay, part of my job is being on the GEC. What is that? So the Grand Executive Committee is a team of 7 girls and 7 adults that creates and updates the rules and regulations for Washington, Idaho Rainbow to make sure things are running smoothly. The girls and adults make sure to work collaboratively to make decisions. So these 7 girls and the Grand Line, These 7 girls are the Grand Line and 2 other appointed Grand Offices that are also on the GEC. We worked together to decide on an entry fee for Grand Assembly. We were the ones who decided that the entry fee for the virtual Grand Assembly would be $15. I'm just gonna put in a shameless plug right here. Virtual Grand Assembly will be happening on August 22nd through the 23rd. And opposite from what many other jurisdictions are doing, we will be choosing new officers for the upcoming 2020 to 2021 grand year. That's a lot of 20s. Oh my goodness. Okay, how much did you learn? Let's play a Kahoot. So you'll need to split your screen or use another device to log into www.kahoot.it. While everyone's logging in, do we have any questions?
It's not so much a question, but Aria, I just want to thank you for taking the time to put on this presentation. Growing up, I had absolutely no exposure to Masonry whatsoever. Didn't know anything about the Blue Lodge or any of the appendant bodies or the youth groups. So I'm learning about the youth groups primarily through our annual communication and through these Zoom sessions. So I want to thank you for taking the time to do this.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, I have a question, and that goes back to you were talking about how you set an example for your members, and I'm curious how you go about doing that.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. The Kahoot, as you can probably hear, is playing music, and I don't quite know how to stop it. Mother! Upper right corner. I don't know how to do. Oh, hold on. I feel like
Under here. Close the. No. Get rid of this.
What?
Get rid of this box.
this box.
Take rid of that box. There. See there.
Oh. Oh, I did it. Wow. Okay. So, could you please repeat your question? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it.
That's all right. I'm just curious, you said how you personally set an example for other girls in your organization to follow. And I am curious how you go about doing that via our online sessions that we have to conduct each day.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't really lead in that kind of, like, directly lead them like that. That's more for the worthy advisors who are conducting their meeting to do, or the social media team who's putting together and planning all the events that are happening with the webinars. And so that's that. My place is to participate, because if I'm not participating, then who is, and so that's my goal, is to participate and inspire participation throughout the jurisdiction. Okay, I'm getting lots of questions for game pins. Do we punch in a game pin or just enter? You have to punch in the game pin. So if everyone's on kahoot.it and can remember that, then I can do, wait. How do I get out? Oh, there I do. Here's the game pin, 214484. Oh, it's not sharing?
You did. Unscreen share the PowerPoint.
Oh.
Screen share.
Okay. Okay. Pickle. Wow. The best thing. So this happens in classrooms, right? And so even in high school we use it. It's fun. And everyone's goal is to pick the craziest name, so that everyone, when it pops up on screen on the teacher's smartboard, then everyone will laugh. And so I'm glad that you guys realized that goal. Pickle. Who's Pickle? Also, I can get rid of players by clicking on their name. Maliya! With 2 exclamation points. Awesome. Is everyone in? 18 players? That sounds about right. All right, well, if you aren't in, we lost 2 players. Oh, we gained them. Okay. Oh, we gained another one. All right. Well, if you need to, what is it, join later, then you can. And so, yeah, Danger Bob. Yeah, Grandpa. Okay, we're going to start. 3, 2, 1. Who was the founder of Rainbow Girls? We have Mark Sexton, Mark Sexton, Ethel T. Wiedemick, or Frances Land. Did I pronounce someone's name wrong? I so did. Somebody just face palms. It's fine. 3, 2, 1.
I clicked too fast. That's why I face palmed.
Wow. See it? People always think it's the T. I swear. No, it's just because it's the first answer. I get it. All right. Ooh, Dad Rob is in the lead with Maliya following close behind. Whoop, whoop. It's a puzzle. So put these organizations in order of when they were founded. So we got DeMolay, Rainbow, Job's Daughters, and Freemasons. One answer. All right. Expected. 3 answers. Woohoo! I think I can't even joke around because they're so close together. Yeah, D-Malay was definitely founded first.
So then once it's in order, they have to click the submit.
Oh, you have to click submit, by the way. All right, so the correct order is Freemasons, then D-Malay, then Job's Daughters, and then Rainbow. And about 54% of y'all got it right. So congratulations to that 54%. What is that? Oh, okay. Just the picture. Ooh, Maliya #1. Woo! And then Corey, Dad Rob. All right, let's get it. 3. Are you getting lots of projects done while stuck at home? Well, I got this project done and I'm proud of that, so. I'm also working on our Grandworthy Advisor scrapbook because that's also one of my jobs, so that's super cool. Also, this Kahoot is an example of types of questions that would be asked during a Washington, Idaho webinar. So in Rainbow, girls elect their leaders. Ooh. I will say that in many jurisdictions, elections do happen, and in many jurisdictions, elections don't happen, and everybody is appointed something. All right, great job. And that one person, what happened? I just want to know. Did my message not get through to you? It's okay. Maliya still #1, then Corey, and then Dad Coco. Woohoo! In Rainbow, the station in the north is called, I didn't even go over this answer, you just gotta know it. So if you visited Rainbow stuff, then you'd know. Gotta type your answer. No multiple choice, it's too easy with the multiple choice. But that's the symbol, that pot of gold is a symbol of that office. Three, 2, 1. Wah, wah. All right, the correct answer is charity. 8 people got that right. Wow. All right. A little less than half, but I'll take it. Corey, Maliya, and Dad Coco. Wow, Dad Coco's doing great. He's been on the leaderboard since day 1. All right, okay. So how long is a term at the local assembly level? I did not go over this, but if you've been around Rainbow, then you may know. Hmm. 6 months. The correct answer is 6 months. And actually, fun fact, sometimes assemblies can choose to do 8 months to 4 months. Is that right? Or it's like 7 months to 5 months because the winter, there's more to do in the winter from August to January than from January to August. So that's how Kent Assembly does it. We do it flip-flopped instead of 6 months exactly. So,
or we'll just say in the olden days, it used to be 4 months.
Yes, in the olden days, it used to be 4 months because there were so many people. Maliya's on fire. Did you see that? Multi-select. Whoa. Select all forms of social media Rainbow uses. I did go over this. So, may the best listener win. One person. I'm glad most of you got it, but one person, Vine. I miss Vine. RIP, forever in our hearts. Vine was taken down by Twitter after 3 years of being up. Okay, I learned something new about Rainbow Girls today. I wonder if that's the right answer. There's not. They're both right. All right. Great. I'm so glad that 20 of you learned something new, and I'm glad that one of you already knew all that. Great job. So, third place, we have Gma. Woo-hoo. In play have Dad Coco. Whoop, whoop. And then in first place, we have drum roll, Maliya, our worthy advisor. Woo! Heck yeah.
Aria, I'm Gma.
You're a Gma. I
Yeah.
thought so. All right. Well, great job, everyone. I'm proud of everybody as much as a parent is proud of their kid. All right. Okay. I'm going to stop screen sharing, but I don't quite know how. Oh, stop share. Okay. Thank you for letting me speak today.
Thank you, Aria. And I know we're going to have some questions, but before I do that, I do want to. We are going to do a quick commercial for Kent Rainbow. One of the things that I took away from this presentation is that they don't stop. They've been doing stuff, and they've been doing stuff literally since pandemic, and even before pandemic. And part of that is they're still doing their charity work, which is important because, as you know, our Grand Master has authorized that lodges can still do charity. So with that, where is Maliya? There she is. Maliya, as announced earlier, is the worthy advisor for Kent Assembly. And so, Maliya, we want to give you a little commercial time to talk about what you're doing to keep your assembly engaged with a little service project you got going.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Okay. So, hello. My name is Maliya Williams, and I am the new worthy advisor for Kent Assembly. Is it okay if I put something in the chat?
Feel free.
Okay, awesome. So as I've said before, as it's been mentioned before, my service project is giving books to kids in the South King County area, particularly diverse books. And this is because as my time in Rainbow, and then as my time as just a person, it's hard to find diversity sometimes. And when there isn't diversity, it's hard to really truly be yourself. And if from a young age you can't find that, then how are you going to succeed in life? So that's why I chose my service project. And in the chat, I have provided a link to where a wish list where all of the books that I want for my term to donate to those classrooms are there. I think that's it, but if you guys have any questions, go ahead.
So I'm going to open up I'm going to open up for questions for either Maliya or for Aria, and feel free to. Jay Corey, is that a hand raise? It is. Okay, go ahead. Not a hand raise.
No.
Okay, so up and down is yes. Okay. So Bob, yes, let me get you to you. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah. I sat in on their webinar meetings. They have one every week, I think, right? It amazed me that they had like 20-some girls at every single one of them. And God, I would love to know how to do that. How did you inspire the girls to be that involved in all these meetings every single week? I mean, things like you just did with the game, and things like that. But I think there's something we can learn from that.
Aria, Maliya?
Yeah, so the social media team, is the social media team what you're talking about with the webinars?
I was talking about the ones that I've witnessed with Kent. Where, the girls have been meeting every week on Zoom, and I'm just astonished at the number of girls that would show up to that.
Yeah.
That many participants in Lodge and in Malay, actually.
If I could say something real quick, I think one way that helped us get more participation is that we had a survey at the beginning of this and we asked people what they wanted to do. So it wasn't like we were just choosing for everyone. We want to make sure that everyone feels included and we get to do everything that they want to do.
Anyone else? Anyone else have anything? I'm just looking for a hand up. Oh, yes. Very worshipful.
Aria, I have to admit, I've been to a few of your meetings. I've been to the meetings for the Sumner Assembly, or is it the Puyallup? I don't remember which. But I got to tell you, I would be very, very much appreciative if you could send me the coordinates to attend your meetings that you have on Assembly. I got to tell you, my wife was a Rainbow Girl many years ago. A long time ago in Palm Springs, California. And when I became a Mason, the Rainbow Assembly that was at King Solomon had just folded. And so I got involved with the Jobies looking for another youth group to be involved. And that has worked out very well for me. I've held positions with the Jobies. And I'm now working on trying to get involved with the DMLA. And it's been quite exciting for me to see the Rainbow Girls and how they have progressed, especially Kent Assembly, how it's grown. And it's really phenomenal. You ladies are doing a marvelous job, and you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. That's awesome that you're getting involved with the youth groups. That's really helpful for us.
Let's see. Yes, Ryan, go ahead.
This question is for either one of you. How many assemblies are currently operating in Washington and Idaho?
Is it okay if I answer this one, Maliya? Sweet. Okay, so there's 30 assemblies in, I always forget if it's, I think it's 30 assemblies in Washington and then 3 assemblies in Idaho. So I think it's, as a total, it's 33. And that's how many we have. And actually, a little fact about our membership is that we actually come in third in America. California takes first with 600 plus members. I think Oklahoma is a runner up with 500 something, and then we have about 440. I would know because I was grand membership, so I knew all those stats. Actually, not every girl gets to know what those stats are, but for the grand membership. So that's the membership for last year. So yeah, we come in third in the U.S.
Wow.
Bill Miller.
This is a question for Aria. Can you teach Jim Mendoza how to organize and run a Kahoot game so that we could do that at a Frank S. Land Lodge every week?
Oh my goodness, I thought you'd never ask. Yes, of course. Wow, that's great.
You're muted, Jim.
I'm looking forward to that. By the way, your grandfather's laughing his head off right now at me.
Yeah.
So is your grandmother. And your mother. This is frightening.
Aria, I think you should have a virtual meeting for all the adults teaching us how to use Kahoots. We're not anywhere near as good as you guys are.
I will say there was an Rainbow alumni event, and during that, they had, on Kahoot, you can pull other people's quizzes. And there was one about, if you have orange juice and vodka, what drink does it make? And you would, that was the multiple choice. Of course, definitely not appropriate for Rainbow, but that might be one you could use.
I'm already getting ideas here. Trust me. And many of them are not suitable for the full audience. Trust me on this one. Yikes.
I have a question for Maya.
Where? Who's got that?
I do.
Oh, go for it.
Or Charlene, do you want to go first?
Do you mind?
Not at all.
Maya, your installation was amazingly beautiful. So how did you come up with the idea of getting the carry-ins out to the girls and all that kind of stuff that you did for your installation?
So basically, I had a lot of support from our mother advisors and my own mom, because we already kind of had a lot of the stuff, because I have, well, in Rainbow, you are elected as the officer of faith, and then you go through the line, and that's like a 2-year process. So I've known I'm going to be worthy advisor for about 2 years. So I've already been planning for a long time. So we kind of already had the stuff, and we just had people drive it out to them. I also got to do that for my installing officers. It was good to see everyone, and I'm just very lucky that I had people who were also willing to help drive things out.
See, go ahead, Worship Master. You had you were going to say something.
Yes, most worshipful. I just wanted to reiterate. I didn't hear it maybe clear enough. Maya, if you would, how do we make donations and or get to support you? How do we send our support to you?
Okay, awesome. Just like one thing. My name is Maliya. Sorry, my name is kind of hard to pronounce. I'm so sorry, but it's Maliya.
Right.
But there is a link in the chat that I put in. It should be like highlighted blue, and basically it's a wish list of all the books that I want. And so you can buy one, you can buy however many you want, and that's how you can support my project through like an Amazon wish list.
There's also a PayPal account if you just want to just say, here's $20 and not have to worry about picking out a book. The PayPal address is also underneath that link.
And I've actually I've actually made a donation to them. And one of the really cool things you can do is that you don't have to have them delivered to you. They'll go directly to I believe it's Maya's gift registry, and they'll go directly to there. And Maliya, I guess they get delivered to your house, or do you pick them up?
Yeah. So Mia's gift registry is my mom, so it goes directly to our house.
Fantastic. Yes. Fantastic. It's I know. I donated a couple books. Verity Lodge at their most recent stated meeting donated $150. No, they didn't. They did something else. So you'll figure something. But they'll do something for sure. Bob, you got to unmute, buddy.
I was just going to volunteer to get a link. I have some connections in Rainbow. I can probably find that link for you and post that on the Lodge page if anybody would like to make those donations. So
that would be great, Bob.
We got the link here, so that's good. What else we got up here? Make sure that I've got everyone. Have I got everyone here? All right. So, Aria, guess what? You've inspired this lodge to basically learn Kahoot and reach out to your social media team. Luckily, Taylor still likes me, so this, though she may not after all this is said and done. So, so we'll see how that works. We'll see how that all works out. Let's see. Before I wrap up, I also got to ask, Right Worshipful Sir, do you have a question for either Maliya or for Aria?
Not a question per se, but I just want to, commend both of them for the work that they're putting in for their youth organization, and the inspiration that you give to Masons today, who, great many of them, believe it or not, are kind of struggling with this whole pandemic thing. So, I mean, the things that you guys are doing are demonstrating what is possible and how we should maybe think about doing things to keep our fraternity moving forward. So I want to thank both of you for everything that you do.
Thank you, Right Worshipful. And while they're here, Lorna or Tasia, have either of you got a commercial you want to make? Since I've got you here. Go ahead. Just unmute your mic. I'll unmute you. There you go. You haven't unmuted. So no commercial. No. Okay. Go. There you're right. Your mic's open.
I don't have anything at the moment, but we're working on some fun stuff, and we will get that information to you as soon as we have finalized. And Yeah.
Okay,
Nothing
cool.
at the moment.
Just want to check with you since I have you here.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so with that, Worship Master, I'm going to turn the meeting back over to you. If y'all want to stick around for the meeting, you're more than welcome to. If you want to duck out, if our guests want to duck out, you can do that too. But Worship Master, I know you have a couple things you wanted to cover.
Yes, I did, most worshipful. I want to thank the girls, and especially you, Aria, for making a great presentation. And is it Maliya?
Maliya.
Okay. And I want to thank you for bringing our attention to a great fundraiser. I'm sure you're going to get some support now, and I hope you can see a room full of books one day. How's that?
Thank you so much. I'm going to head out, but really quick, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak today. And there was another thing. Oh, I will make sure that you'll get the Zoom links to our meetings. Actually, our next meeting is, I think, tomorrow, and we're going over the... What? Oh, it's on... Wait, what? It's August 6th. It's not tomorrow. And on that day, we're going to be going over, I think, POC, and that is basically how we're going to move into getting back together safely with the phases opening up and having rainbow events again. So that's what we'll be going over on that August day. And thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna head out.
Actually, before y'all head out, I see Rob Thompson's hand went up, and I do want to make an announcement about our next Zoom meeting, which is August 5th. We're bringing back somebody who's been a longtime friend of this lodge, Stacy Gould, who is a majority member of Washington Job's Daughters, is a New York-based actress and producer, and she's going to share with us how she brought a play that she created from concept to reality. I'm looking really forward to that, and so just stay tuned for more information on that. Rob Thompson, go ahead.
Real quickly, Aria, if you wouldn't mind doing another shameless plug for Grand Assembly, because I know adults can attend. I think it's $15 per adult, and I think your mother advisor and or the assistant, well, I don't even know who it is, but all Masons can actually register for the virtual Grand Assembly, and I think Helen would be willing to help you out with that.
Definitely. Our Grand Assembly will be happening from July 22nd to August 22nd to August 23rd. And we'll be actually having elections on the day before, but that's just for girls, but I'm just throwing that in. And so that's what's happening. And yeah, so definitely reach out to either Helen Thompson or Corey Freiwaldt, and we can hook you up with that. With how to register. Yes, and it's $15 per person. That is for girls, adults, and everyone that wants to go. $15 per person. So, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And again, thank you for coming and making a great presentation, and Miss Williams for thanking you for letting us in on your project as well. My aim this year for my term as master of this lodge was to support our youth. I mean, that's what we're all about, is the Demolay, the Job's Daughters, and Rainbow. And I don't think there's a Mason that I've met that hasn't been involved with one group or the other. And most of us are wives. My wife was a Rainbow girl in Longview, so we all have some ties someplace. Anybody have anything else right now before we get into the topics of our little meeting?
Again, sorry, I would just like to say a quick thank you for having me. It was really a pleasure. Also, like Aria said, make sure to look out for the link for our meeting on August 6th, and I'm pretty sure we'll make sure to have all the links for the rest of the meetings, and thank you so much.
Thank you.